All right, on tonight's episode of Python Papi, of course, we're in our artificial intelligence course, and we're still inside our knowledge module. So let's have a look at that now. Now, tonight we're still talking about different forms of inference rules. So let's start here. Let's say we know that either Ron is in the Great Hall or Hermione is in the library. Let's also say we know that Ron is not in the Great Hall. Based on those two pieces of information, what can we conclude? We can pretty easily conclude that Hermione is in the library. We came to this conclusion because of two statements above the line. These statements that are called these statements that we'll call complementary literals, literals that complement each other, that are opposite of each other, and seem to conflict each other. One sentence tells us that either Ron is in the Great Hall or Hermione is in the library. So if we know that Ron is not in the Great Hall, that conflicts with the first half of our first sentence, which means that Hermione must be in the library. And here's an example of that here. Ron is in the Great Hall or Hermione is in the library. Ron is not in the Great Hall, which means Hermione is in the library. This we can frame as a more general rule known as the unit resolution rule, a rule that says if we have P or Q, and we also know not P, then we can conclude Q. That if P or Q are true and we know that P is not true, the only possibility is for Q to be true. And that would look like this. This will be an example of a unit resolution rule here. P or Q, not P, which means Q. I know it seems a little confusing, but the more you do it, the more you get the grasp of it. But for now, that was the Python Papi. You guys stay Gucci.